I've decided that I'm finally ready to start my most ambitious project yet, which is making a full set of armor, and I'm hoping to have this done by Halloween. So I'm starting with the bodice. Now you're probably wondering why I want to make armor. I was just very inspired by like this Chappell Roan look and this amazing content creator that is a knight always pining over a maiden, and it'll add to my armor class, so it's also practical. So I made my sketch of my very historically accurate armor, and it's time to get started on the bodice. I used an old pattern that I like the shape of, probably from the last project actually. I used some old fabric from my couch that was left over, pinned everything nicely, sewed it all together, and then I wanted to add some felt to make everything nice and smooth before we put the leather on, because the plan is to put some leather and then we're gonna paint it to look like metal. You see where we're going with this? You see the vision. So to sew the felt, I just squish the edges up to each other, and then it makes it so that you can push them through the machine with a zigzag stitch, and then they're you hear that sound? That's them locking in together. And after do that to all the pieces, I very carefully added the bust cups, hand sewed them on, and then I very carefully sewed all this by hand to the main piece, because that's going to make it nice and smooth and the edge is a little bit softer. And at this point, there's no good way to try this on. I tried holding it up to my body and I pinned it to my dress form, and as you can see, it's just lumpy. And then I was getting concerned at this point, but I'm going to push through and I'm going to try attaching the leather. So I'm using this leather that's left over from the shoes that I made prior, but it's very floppy. This is very movable, very floppy, very drapey leather. But I'm drawing the pattern on and then cutting it out and placing it and gluing it. Now, I'm realizing at this point, this leather is too thin and too floppy, I think. As you can see, there's a lot of little imperfections. You can even see the boning through it. So I need your help to decide, should I just keep going with this, or should I buy some thicker leather that's going to be smoother and just really perfect this?